All right, so in this video, like all of the website is done, all of our code is done. We've connected it to GitHub. We've added the analytics. We've optimized it. We've done everything. So what I like to do at the end of that all is I like to do these quality checks. So number one, the first thing you're going to do, let's just take the dark mode for example. We want to auto prefix our code. So like if you use transforms or box shadows, or I think border radius is part of it too, or flexbox, especially in grid, you have to have those vendor prefixes for like Apple and other internet browsers to be able to use it. So instead of doing that yourself manually, just hit, I'm on a PC, so Control A to select all, and then you copy, and then you go to autoprefixer.github.io right here. This is not a product plug. They're not a sponsor, but I love these guys. They prefix your code for you. So you put this in here, and this is what it gives you. All the transitions, everything you need. Gradients for your linear gradients and radial gradients, all of them, all the good stuff. So what we do is we get rid of this, and we paste in our code. And here you go. This is all of the prefixed code. So we have all of our, web kits and everything. So, and they group it really nice and neatly for you too. So then you just go here, Control A, Control C for copy. Then you go back to your code, Control A, Control V for paste. There it is. And all your code is now prefixed. And then you just hit Control S for save. And that's all done now. And then obviously, you commit and push. So you do that to all of your CSS files, just to make sure that you catch everything and nothing kind of renders poorly on mostly Safari, which is the new Internet Explorer. But I don't see them going away anytime soon. So now that we've got that done, auto prefixers done, now we go to the Wave accessibility. Now there's a lot of accessibility checkers out there. I like to use Wave. We're just going to use this to catch. We're going to use this to catch all of the glaring errors. So let's copy our, how is this domain? There we go. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't remember what a domain is called. Okay, so get rid of that. We're going to go here, copy, paste, and go check. So we got 1 error, 14 contrast errors. I think these contrast errors on this, but obviously it's high enough contrast. Sometimes it doesn't do 100% job, and dark mode takes care of all of our contrast problems. But we got this 1 error. To find out where it is, details, here's all of our errors. This is what we care about. So we click on this little guy right here, and it'll take us to it. So this is where the error is. And it is image missing alternative text. So if we want to see exactly where it's at, we hit code. And right there. That's where the code is, right here. So looks like it's in the footer in logo box. So what we would do, it's for the for this one, forced evolution cbd.png. So we go to the bottom. And looks like it's this one. So I made a mistake. I did not put the alternative text there. So this is forced evolution logo. All right. Okay, put those in everywhere. So I would copy and paste this to all of my pages whose footer's at the bottom. I'm not going to do that now because that's not what this is about. So I'm going to save, added alt text. I'm going to commit and push. So now that that's done, we're going to go back. So our Wave, all of our big glaring issues, this would show any problems with your headings hierarchy. We're going to be looking at empty links, empty alt tags, etc. Those are just mostly the glaring issues. So we're not going to completely use everything in here because there is no one size fits all web accessibility checker, and those like those widgets or like third party buttons or widgets, whatever they're called, that you can subscribe to and put on your website that can, claim to take care of all accessibility or add accessibility to your website. Those don't even do a good job either. People are trying to do this one size fits all, and it's trying to make a complex problem a simple solution, and that's not what we need to be doing as developers. We can't just find simple solutions to these big problems. So it just really goes down to the quality of code, just all the little nitty-gritty parts, like all of your alt tags, making sure all of your links have proper labels on them. So like so this is a link, right? So one thing I am missing, so this is a link with no inherent text to tell you what it does. And that's a problem, because if a screen reader goes over this, what does it tell the screen reader about this link, right? Nothing. So what we need to do is actually we need to add aria label equals back to home. So little things like this that we need to take care of. I think this got missed in, let's see. Yeah, I think it got missed in this one. But usually it picks up those things. But little things like that, where if you have links or buttons with images or icons and no text, you have to add an aria label to it so that this will tell the screen reader what this does. And it's little things like this that we need to get right. And then also this one is another one, logo. Let's see, dandelion. So this is hidden because this is graphic. So we don't, if it's hidden by default, you don't need to put the alt tag because the screen reader is not going to read it. So I actually don't need to put this because I hid it. Yeah. Oh, this is the background one. So yeah, this is hidden. So we don't got to worry about that. But back to the main point, just use this to pick up all the major glaring issues. Ignore the rest if it's negligent or that is right. But don't rely on these one-size-fits-all web accessibility magic services because they're not as magic as you think. And there have been some lawsuits involving some of these because they don't actually take care of it 100%. That's on us. So now that our wave is done, we're going to check out our HTML. So when I copy and paste the link here, and when I check, we got no problems here. These are just warnings. This is common, section lacks heading. So when you have these section tags, because it breaks up the website into sections. And it likes to see your H2s. So it's missing its H2s to kick it off, right? Because our H1's already in our landing. So theoretically, every section, when you start a new section, your headings start at H2. And that's what it's looking for. But not all of them are going to have an H2. And that's fine. It's just that's a warning. So you don't really have to worry about that. HTML, such a language, color using. I don't know what this is, but I don't get this too often, so I have no idea what this is. But everything else is good. You don't want any errors. That's the thing. Warnings are fine, just no errors. And then last but not least, you have to make sure that you have no 404s or 500 errors. So I use what's called Dr. Link Check. So I'm going to go to Dr. Link Check. So I already checked this one out just to make sure if I had some problems on here I can fix. So we put our URL in here. Start your check, right? And it'll go through all the links on your website, and it will see where there's some missing pages or if there's some server errors. And let's see, looks like it's done. So I have two 404s that I didn't know about. So if we want to find out where the problems are, we go to details, and then we go. So these are the two places that it happens. So we go to source. Where is it at? Oh, okay. So in the canonical if you remember from our previous videos, in Netlify, I don't have the www dot actually. Like that's not part of the domain. That's not it's not the primary domain. So this actually doesn't go anywhere, this www. And then we need to, so we got another more problem on testimonials. We actually don't have a testimonials page. So that's a dead link right now, but I think we will eventually. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fix these problems. So this canonical, this is where the dead link is. That goes nowhere, so we fix that. And then this testimonials, for, it's actually, oh, sorry, it's going to be shop. But for now, we actually don't have that. So let's just pretend I fixed it and do this, right? And link check. Let's push. And give it a few seconds. Let Netlify, I don't know. I don't actually know how to say it. I just like, Netlify. It just feels right to say it, even if it's Netlify. Tomato. I guess that whole deal. So call it whatever you want. I call it Netlify. But it's picking up from GitHub right now. So let's go back to overview and rerun check. And let's see if those got fixed. Because this will affect the ranking of your website. Google does not like 404s or 500 errors. A 500 error is a server error. That means wherever your website is hosted, it's not retrieving the information from the server. 404s or 400s are links or content not found. So when you have these problems, it actually hurts your website's ranking. Maybe you flubbed a link somewhere and you typed it in wrong. You can't have these 404s. It's going to significantly impact your website's performance. So that's why we have to do these checks. So now that we got that clear, there's no problems. Wave is cool. The HTML validator is cool. We've prefixed everything so that there's no browser issues. So now our website it's done. It's ready to be shipped off. We've optimized it. We've done our quality control checks, and that now it's ready for the world. So I hope this was helpful in some aspects. This is my process and how I do QA and make sure that everything is tied up nice and neatly with a big flashy bow. There's no problems. There's no missing links or accessibility issues anywhere. So hopefully you guys are able to use some of these and get some use out of it, and make some kick-ass websites. So that is a wrap basically for Forced Evolution. I think in my very last video, I'll be working on this week, is a Shopify integration with custom code. So this is supposed to be a Shopify site, and right here is where the products, preview is going to go. So what we're going to be doing is adding our HTML and CSS pages to the Shopify API. And then we copy and paste their API code for products or product views into our HTML, and they just work. And then we add a page for shop. It's the Shopify page. So it's going to be its own page inside of our custom coded website. So that'll be a fun video, because I know trying to make this type of a website in Shopify is going to drive you insane. It's going to be incredibly complicated, and you might not even be able to get it the way you want it. And very nice looking themes on Shopify are expensive. So if you're able to create this custom coded website for an e-commerce that can use Shopify, if you can do this and custom code the whole site and just drop it into a Shopify API that loads your custom files and inserts the shop into your files, I think that is a fantastic workflow to offer e-commerce sites with your custom coded platform. So very excited to get that video going. And that will be the last one in this series. So thanks for making it this far. I know it's a ton of minutes and a few hours to get through something like this, but hopefully this is helpful to anybody out there. So, yeah, thanks for watching.